Hey y'all, so story time. It's gonna be about the 2 times I met Lana. So I'm gonna just jump right to it. I remember it was like a brisk day in March and Lana announced a tour. Well, it was like February or something. It was like a month in advance and she announced her tour. I had a little bit of money saved up, so I was gonna buy tickets. I remember I was only a freshman. I was a little twink and I was planning to go see Lana by myself. I didn't even know how I was gonna get there. I don't think I could even fly at that time because you have to be like 16 to fly by your own. My parents had no idea I bought tickets, so I love that. Anyway, during science, I told my science teacher, I was like, hey, like, can I buy these tickets? It'll only take like 10 minutes. And she was like, sure. So she let me do it. And I remember by the time I refreshed the page, the tickets were gone. Like when it was time to buy tickets, they were all sold out. And I was like, I was freaking out. I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, I was stressed. So I paid $200 for floor tickets to see Lana when tickets were originally like $50 or like $60.
See, I'm telling you, I have the mind of a I have the mind of a mastermind. What's that? I don't know, but you know, I'm so creative like that.
It's not 200, but whatever. Like, I needed the tickets. I didn't even question it. I just bought them like nothing, you know? Money is the answer. So, flash forward, everything's getting closer and closer. I told my parents, like, hey, like, Lana's coming to Vegas, and they were kind of just like, okay.
Ya basta de estupideces.
So they pulled through, and we planned a vacation to go to Vegas. It worked out, so we drove like 8 hours from Boise all the way to Las Vegas. It's like 9 hours, 8 hours, and I slept. We got there at like 10 p.m. and then the next day I woke up. It was 6 a.m. I left to the venue and I waited in line. I remember I got there, I was like the 12th person in line. I was freaking out because I've never been to any concert. This was my first Lana concert, so I was like anxious. Like, this was an iconic day for me. First concert by myself, and it was Lana. So I brought my vinyl with me. I bought it like a couple months before, and I was super excited. You know how concerts work. We had like numbers in our whatever this is. We had numbers, and lines didn't work out. We got kicked out. We had to leave. I remember we tried going to like the Araya, the hotel like nearby the Chelsea theater, to try to track Lana. We waited there like an hour and nothing showed up. So flash forward, it's 7 p.m. and we have to go back into the line. The security, the venue, they don't respect like fans or anything. Like, the numbers we had don't matter. Instead of being number 13, I was put like in the 30s. Then they put us into a room that was separated by glass tables, and I remember I was so far from the front of the line, but my good friend Irving, he kind of motioned. He was like, and I was like, you're right. So I went under the tables they had cloth on top of them, and I could just slip under. I slipped under to like the front of the line.
Move, I'm gay.
No one really noticed, or I don't think anyone really questioned it because I was like really small. They weren't gonna say anything. So I was like the 13th person in line. Once doors opened, guys, like everybody like ran in. I heard tables got flipped, there was glass everywhere, people got hurt. But anyway,
That is so sad.
I made it to the front center. Like, I was dead center.
I just have to win this competition.
I was freaking out. There was no opening act. It was like a little DJ, but then finally Lana came out. And oh my god, guys, I was starstruck. Like, she looked so powerful. Like, she looks so good. She opens with cola and I was freaking out. So I bought this necklace that said best friends forever. I threw it on stage, she picked it up. Lana, yes, please,
You're so beautiful!
And then I remember during Ride, she like came down and she grabbed my hand and she like started singing to me, and I was like, what is going on?
I love you so much! You're so amazing! Thank you for being so amazing! Lana, you're so beautiful! You're so beautiful! Oh my God! Oh my fucking God! Please, hold on. Lana, please, Lana! You're so beautiful!
I was freaking out. I put my phone down. I had a little phone case that had her on it, and she saw it and she was like, oh, pretty. And I remember it was national anthem. She was closing the concert, and then she was about to leave, but I put up my vinyl. I was like, Lana. And then she like grabbed it from my hand. She snatched it. She started writing. She gave it back and she signed it. Then she was literally about to leave, but like somehow she came to me. I motioned her, I think, and we took a selfie and she let me kiss her. And then she left. I think I was the last person she met and she left. Alright y'all, this one gets really spicy. It was the next year. I was still in high school. I was a sophomore. I was a little older, but Lana announces Endless Summer Tour. And I'm going, period. Like, I don't care. So, I didn't know how I was gonna get to her. She wasn't coming to Las Vegas, and that was the only place, like, realistic for me. So, I decided to meet one of my Twitter mutuals, Maddie. We only knew each other for around 3 to 4 months before the concert, and we just decided to go together. We needed a buddy system. I needed to get there, and she volunteered to pick me up from the airport. Like, God bless you, Maddie. Like, I love you. So I flew in from Boise all the way to Seattle, and then she picked me up from the airport, and we clicked right away. Like, we were talking. We drove up to Ridgefield. It wasn't in Seattle, so once I landed in Seattle, I had to go all the way up north in Washington in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, it was the day of the concert. We woke up it was the day of the concert. We woke up around like 6 or 4 a.m. 4 a.m. to get ready. We left to the venue. Here is my like lyric book. In the lyric book, I have my VIP bracelet. I was number 6. You can still see it right there, so yay. But I also have this $10 bill. I remember when I was meeting Lana that one time, she came down and I was gonna give her like a bracelet for El Rojo, and she kept tugging on this. I was like, what are you doing, girl? She was like, we were fighting, kinda. I was like, take the bracelet. My mom gave it to you. She was like, your mom? And I was like, yes, my mom. And I don't know. It was really overwhelming because the music was loud. She was closing. We were the last people she met. And she didn't want the bracelet. She wanted this. So I kept it as a souvenir in my lyric book. And I recently told my sister about the story. And she told me, you know what? She probably wanted to sign it. And you know what, that makes sense.
This is so humiliating!
Why would she want my $10 bill? Like,
Money is the answer.
who cares? She's rich. Anyway, I meet her again. She took my bracelet and she tried robbing me, you know? So the concert ended. We were a mess because that show was crazy. Like, we were there since like 6 a.m. and we were kind of tired, hungry, stressed, all of that. And I mean, I remember I was only a sophomore and I just flew and met someone random on the internet, which, you know, that turned out to be the best decision of my life. And I still talk with Maddie and I love her for picking me up, and I really want to like reimburse her somehow, but how?
Money is the answer.
I I always look back at these times and I'm just like, wow, 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 wow. Like, I really can't believe I was able to be that fortunate.
But wow, what a moment I will never forget. A moment that is most pleasing to me in my career.
Like, she signed my vinyl the first time, she held my hand, and she took a selfie with me, let me kiss her. The second time, it was a bigger stage, but she still came down. Wow. I would not trade those experiences for the world. Like, being a Lana fan, you get fed well. Not so much anymore. It's not the same anymore.
A nightmare. Literally a nightmare.
When I was a young little, I don't know, fan, it was super fun. And that's why I got to meet Lana, you know?